In your opinion, what should the attitude or policy of our local police department be toward the citizens of Columbus?
I think number one, we ought to pay everybody. I think that's critical. I think the next thing that's important is to make sure that we are being responsive and that we're letting the people know what we are doing with our $5.3 million every year. I think it's critical that we have empathy. I've produced a handbook for all three of the police departments that I went to. It's a customer service handbook. I have like 14 rules of customer service that I expect from my staff. And whether I'm the chief or not, I'll forward that to you because I really think that's a resource for whoever the chief is in the future to use here. That's a training program. That's an accountability issue. That's an evaluation issue. So I think that's important. I know firsthand that if you are a police officer and you see bad things day after day after day after day, it's easy to get jaundiced. One of the parameters within that little tiny training program is that whenever you respond to a crime, or you're talking to a victim, or you're in the ER with a family, is that you need to look at those folks like that's your sister, your brother, your mother, who's now bloody and beat up. And I tell you, honest to God, that changes the entire outlook of how the police respond to the community.
Thank you. I did not have any other questions.
5-minute closing statement.
Well, first off, thank you. I know that this is a significant decision for this community, and it is not done in a vacuum, and that there are a lot of people, and I think, Counselor, you mentioned, some people are going to say you made the great decision, you made the worst decision. I was listening to a radio interview today. One of the counselors was on the radio. Not sure which one. And I think that it is critical for that next chief to be doing the same thing, to be out and visible in the community, to be a spokesperson for the police department, to be a spokesperson for you as well when it comes to law enforcement. Not only would I have to develop the trust of the community, the trust of the police department, but your trust as well. Because quite frankly, as a police department, you can be a star one day and you can be in a doghouse the next. You know, and you hope you got enough political baubles in the bank to get through the low parts of the road so that you truly can, you know, maintain that tenure and be able to produce long-term a professional police organization. One that ought to be a model for the state of Mississippi. One that you should be proud to hail anywhere you go. And I believe that I can do that with your support and the support of the community. I know I can get the support of the police department because, quite frankly, cops are cops. They want to do the right thing for the right reason, even when nobody's looking. We just have to make sure that those parameters are there, the opportunities are there, and the leadership is there as well. I'm the guy from out of town. You know what? If I'm your chief, that's going to be a cross I bear. But I think I've been able to acclimate into the communities where I have been a chief very, very successfully because I am empathetic and I do have a passion for policing. I've done this my whole life. Went back to college and got degrees. Went into debt to make sure I could, pay those graduate tuition bills. I've written papers. I've been involved with state training groups. I have a radio show. Matter of fact, I think I have my 300th radio show next week. I write a column for the paper. I like to talk. I'm gregarious. I'm not really bombastic. I teach. And I lead by example. Those are the things that I think I bring to you. I think I bring you a very unique set of experience, education, and training that nobody else who stood before you has. you have an interim chief who by all accounts seems like a great guy, an experienced person. He's obviously invested in the community. Quite frankly, I'd like to work with him. I don't think it's either or here. I think there's an opportunity. You can have a coach, you can have a special teams coach, you can build the team, and you can win the state championship. I propose that we win the state championship. We do it as a team. And I hope I can do that.
Thank you, Mr. Spink.
Thank you.
As a candidate and interviewing with us, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much, Mayor and Councilors. Thank you.
Thank you.